Have you ever imagined that at some point in history, life on Earth came just seconds away from being completely wiped out? What I'm about to tell you isn't science fiction. It's not a Hollywood script. It's a real story. And we're not talking about thousands, but millions of years ago. And here's the scariest part. Science has now discovered that this could happen again. If you think we're safe, get ready. What you'll hear today could forever change the way you look at our planet. Around 66 million years ago, somewhere deep in the vastness of space, a colossal rock larger than most modern cities was silently drifting through the darkness. It made no sound, no blinking lights, no warning signals. It was simply traveling at an insane speed of over 70,000 kilometers per hour, about 45,000 miles per hour. And then, by a cruel twist of fate, this rock was set on a collision course with a planet full of life. Yes, our planet, Earth. At that time, Earth was ruled by giants. Dinosaurs reigned supreme. Lush forests, thriving oceans, a vibrant, pulsing world that seemed eternal. Until a strange light appeared in the sky. At first, it looked like a distant star. But unlike stars, this one didn't twinkle. It grew larger, brighter, unstoppable. The end was coming. The rock crossed the void of space, pierced the edge of Earth's atmosphere, and as it did, the sky itself caught fire. Unlike regular meteors that burn or break apart, this thing was too big, too heavy, too fast. It wasn't slowed down, not even scratched. In just 3 seconds, it sliced through over 100 kilometers or 62 miles of atmosphere as easily as a knife cuts through water. The sound was unimaginable. The flash, brighter than anything humanity has ever seen. And then, impact. When the asteroid, roughly 12 kilometers wide, 7.5 miles, slammed into Earth, it unleashed the energy of over 1 billion nuclear bombs exploding at once. The Earth's crust behaved like liquid. A crater nearly 200 kilometers wide or 125 miles opened instantly, right where the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico is today. Mountains of molten rock were hurled dozens of kilometers into the sky. Temperatures at ground zero soared past 10,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun. The ground shook like never before. Shock waves raced across the planet at over 4 kilometers per second, or 2.5 miles per second. But the worst was still coming. The impact was so violent, it displaced billions of tons of water. Mega tsunamis taller than 1,500 meters, 4,900 feet, were born in seconds. The ocean swallowed entire continents. Rivers were forced to flow backward. Waves obliterated everything within thousands of kilometers. And as the sea destroyed the surface, the sky became an inferno. Billions of burning fragments were ejected beyond the atmosphere and came crashing back down like a global rain of fire. Forests ignited. Animals were vaporized. The entire surface of the planet became a furnace. And it didn't stop there. The impact zone sat right over a region loaded with oil, sulfur, and volatile minerals. The explosion pumped into the atmosphere over 100 billion tons of sulfur, forming toxic clouds and a massive layer of black soot blanketing the planet like a coat of paint. Earth plunged into total darkness. For years, sunlight barely reached the surface. Temperatures crashed. A sudden, brutal ice age swept the globe. With no light, plants died. Without plants, herbivores starved. Without herbivores, carnivores followed, the entire ecosystem collapsed. "75% of all life on Earth went extinct, including, of course, the dinosaurs." For decades, scientists wondered, where did this killer asteroid originate? Recent studies point to the Oort cloud, a massive sphere of icy objects and debris at the edge of our solar system. Perhaps it was nudged by the gravity of a giant planet like Jupiter, and then flung directly toward Earth. Yes. And this is not science fiction. In 2021, an asteroid the size of the Empire State Building passed just 3 million kilometers, about 2 million miles from Earth. Sounds far? In cosmic terms, that's like missing a bullet by a hair. And in 2013, a much smaller meteor, just 20 meters wide, exploded over Chelyabinsk, Russia, injuring over 1,500 people just from the shockwave. Now imagine something 500 times bigger. NASA has launched projects like DART, which successfully nudged a small asteroid off course. But let's be honest. If a rock 12 kilometers wide was heading toward us today, no missile, no bomb, nothing could stop it. All we could do is say goodbye. Do you think humanity is truly prepared to face something like this? Or are we just as fragile as the dinosaurs once were? Tell me your opinion in the comments. If this video shook you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with everyone who still believes the world is completely under control. And remember, want to hear another story that will blow your mind? Subscribe to Nexora and be the first to know. Thank you for watching.